my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you and me so clueless.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. This week we are changing things up a little bit, and if you're wondering if I moved, no, I did not. This is my old house. I am cleaning it out because we are about a week away from closing on the sale of this house. Long time coming. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you will know that this has just been such a process to get rid of this house, and we're finally just about there. So I figured I would film this for you guys since I was basically spring cleaning this house in preparation for this sale. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I figured also that I would answer some of your most commonly asked questions throughout this video in my voiceovers instead of kind of explaining what I'm doing like I normally do. So I hope you guys like this different kind of video, and let's just get into it. The first thing that I did was go through everything that was already on the countertops just to clear them off, and then I needed to go through every single cabinet to empty everything out and figure out what we were going to keep. We did not keep a lot though, because a lot of it was doubles. If you guys are new to my channel, then you probably don't know that my husband and I were getting a divorce. He was living in this house by himself, and I was living in my apartment with our toddler by myself, and we ended up getting back together. And that brings me to one of the most frequently asked questions, which is why we aren't just moving back into this house together. So if you guys don't follow me over on Instagram already, then you should, because I do Q&As on my Instagram all the time. I answer a ton of your questions over there, and I also share more of our day-to-day life. But I'm going to answer that question for you now as well. So the reason why we don't just move back into this house is because the location is terrible. The house itself is beautiful. It's brand new construction, at least it was when we bought it, and we only lived there for a very short period of time. There's more than just the location for why we don't like this house, but the main thing is definitely the location. We don't like the town that this house is located in. The property taxes in the area are crazy high because there's no industry. There's also just nothing to do. It's inconvenient to everything, and it's far away from family. So that brings me to another question that I was asked over on Instagram when I did share the reasons behind us not wanting to live in this house anymore, and that is, why did we even buy it in the first place? And to that, I just say we were young and dumb, and if we could do it over, we definitely would not have bought this house.
I don't care that my mind's gone insane and my heart will burst into flames. No, I don't care about the heartache and pain, just don't let the memories fade. We know we are lost, in love with a lust, but heart trumps the mind, so we'll win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk. Oh, 'cause it's all up. When I'm with you, I'm with you.
Once everything was emptied out and laid out on the countertops, I did have some dishes that I needed to do, and I wasn't going to keep everything that was in the sink, but I didn't want to make that final call. I wanted to make sure I put everything that came from this house on the countertop so my husband could look through it and decide if there was anything that he wanted to keep. And he ultimately didn't want to keep much of it, which I thought was kind of funny because normally he's kind of the hoarder in the relationship and I'm more of the declutterer, and I just like to throw everything away. So I was pretty surprised by that, but definitely pleasantly surprised because we do not have a ton of storage space over in the apartment. So if we had to bring a ton more stuff, we would just be basically living in a hoarder house, and I can't live like that. But the next frequently asked question that I wanted to answer is, how did my husband and I meet? We actually met working at Target. I was 18, fresh out of high school. It wasn't my first job, but it was my first kind of corporate job because the one I had before was at a local small business. And I think he was 24 when we met, and he was working in the back room between jobs, and we just happened to meet each other, and the rest is history. I actually went home from my first day working with him and told my mom that I met my husband, which is crazy to think about.
We know we are lost, in love with the lust, but heart drums and minds only win anyway. Yeah, we own the sun, naive, wild and drunk.
Another question that I wanted to answer is, what are we looking for in a new home? And definitely location is number one. We learned from experience that location is so important, so we want to make sure that we are convenient to things, that we are closer to family, and also that there's a good school system for Carson. Ideally, I would like to be in a nice little neighborhood. I definitely don't want to be on a main road. Our current house is on a main road, and that's something that I've always hated about that house. We would like to have more kids, so having enough space for everybody is really important. So it's really about the bones of the house and not so much the aesthetics, because you can't change the location, but you can renovate your house, you can fix it up. So that's definitely more important to us than having a perfect house right off the bat. I also would love to have a playroom somewhere that I can put all of the toys and then close the door at the end of the day and not worry about the mess quite as much. And I would love to have a garage because we do live in New England and it snows here, and I just don't like digging my car out of the snow, if I'm being perfectly honest. And of course, I would love to have a decent backyard so that our kids can go run outside and go play. I had a really, really awesome backyard growing up as a kid, so I would love to give that to mine as well.
I guess it never hit you. Our conversation takes two, paying it some interest from time to time. Inside all that greatness and all of your adventures, you're all alone. Hold up, baby, I can sit beside you while you're going on about your simple life. Nothing left, just thinking that maybe
I promise you, this was organized chaos. I had a system, so everything that I was throwing to the right side of the room was things that we were getting rid of, and then everything I was throwing to the left side of the room were things that we were keeping. And then my husband was the one actually doing like the physical part, taking everything out and bringing it to the trash and all that. We were definitely working as a team.
with his humble act and everlasting ego. Oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes. Oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, oh, here he goes, here he goes, here he goes.
For most of the cleaning on this day, I was just using whatever was available to me, although I did bring a couple of things from home just because I wasn't sure what was actually at the house. But this spray that my husband had smelled so good. I love Mrs. Meyer's, but I've never tried the Bluebell scent before. I'm not even sure when that came out. But if you ever see that in your Target or wherever, you should definitely pick it up because it smells amazing. And I brought it home and I ended up refilling my all-purpose spray bottle with that, and I've been loving it. But the next thing that I wanted to do was walk around and wipe down all of my cabinets. These cabinets are so easily dirty, and I'm assuming it's just because they're white. It's something that I don't love about white cabinets, although I do love the bright look. They just get so dirty. So I'm using an e-cloth to do this. I remember back in the day, I used to mix like a drop of dish soap with some hot water, and I'd use that to clean off all the cabinets. But back then I had never tried e-cloths before, and now that I know of them, there's just no going back. E-cloths are awesome for this kind of thing because they're literally just cleaning with water. They do pick up bacteria. They're amazing. I have no idea how the science behind them works. I just know that they do work and I love them. I always have them linked in my description box below if you guys are interested in trying them out. I have so many favorites. I could go on and on and on about them. You really can't go wrong with anything on their website.
Nobody told me to settle down. Day nights and late nights don't get around. But there's something about you I should slow down, but maybe I'm escaping the love we found. There's something about you I like, about you I like. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us.
I had never used Easy Off before this day, but that is just what my husband had available. It's what he had bought, so I used it and it actually did a pretty good job. Nothing in this house was really all that dirty because my husband and the cats have all been living with me for the past couple of months and this house has basically been empty. But he did live here for a few months before he moved in with us, so there was a little bit of mess that we had to pick up, but nothing crazy. And that brings me to another question that people ask me, and that is about his apartment that he lived in. So when we split up, he was living in an apartment, I was living in an apartment, we had the house, we were going through the sale of the house, and then that fell through. So one of us had to move back in, and for a little bit it looked like it was going to be me that would be moving back in, but I put up a fight and I did not want to go back to that house, and he ended up moving back in. So the apartment that he was living in, he did have to pay a lease break fee. He had to move like twice in 2 months. It was honestly such a stressful and horrible time this time last year when all of this was going down. But I think of all the things that happened since then and up until now, and it truly felt like the universe was telling us that we should not be splitting up, because every single time we thought that things were getting settled and we were about to just sign the papers and be divorced, something came up and it stopped us from doing that. So I really do believe that everything happens for a reason, and we had to go through all of this in order to end up back together and be a family.
I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better. Drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better, yeah. I get too drunk and too scared and lie to you. If only you knew I would die for you. One of us gotta say the obvious. Nobody loves me better. Nobody loves me better.
Something that I really loved about this house was the appliances. They were just amazing for cleaning. You could use practically any cleaning product and there would not be a single streak. They were super fingerprint resistant. The only place I would ever see fingerprints was just on the handles, and even that was rare. So I absolutely love them. I don't know what model they are, but I know they are Frigidaire. So if you guys are looking for some good stainless steel appliances, I would definitely recommend Frigidaire. I really like them, not only just for how well they function, but also for how easy they were to keep clean.
So let your guard down, and I say, see it in your mind, trust that you have what it takes inside.
I was mostly just wiping down inside of the fridge. I didn't want to take every single thing out, but I did end up taking out the 3 drawers and rinsing them in the sink because there were just a ton of crumbs in them and I didn't want to leave a bunch of crumbs behind for the new owners.
You can make it. You had great patience, but something knocked you out. You felt your limitations and filled your mind with doubt. You wanna stay chill right now, and don't let your eyes And I said,
Fun fact, I forgot a piece that I needed for my tripod when I was filming this video, so every single thing that I filmed, I had to balance my camera on something, and it was actually pretty terrifying because if my camera had fallen and broken, I think I would have lost my mind. I definitely don't want to buy a new camera. So this was kind of awkward. I needed to film cleaning inside of my freezer, and this was the only way that I could do that. These clips aren't very good. And then also when I was vacuuming, I sped these up. So if you guys are easily dizzy, this makes me a little bit dizzy, honestly, watching it like sped up while I'm holding the camera. It just kind of throws me off. So if you guys are like that, I'd suggest that you just don't watch this part. But it was all I could do because I forgot a part of my tripod. Of course, I had to bring my favorite product for cleaning the sink, which is the Mrs. Meyer's Baking Soda Cream Cleaner. This stuff is just amazing and there's nothing like it, so I wanted to bring it along with me to make sure the sink got good and clean. Another question that I get asked a lot is, did we get negative reactions to getting back together? And I can honestly say no, we did not get negative reactions to getting back together. I think a couple of people, like family in our real lives, were a little bit skeptical at first. Definitely took some time. It was a little bit awkward the first few times we were all around family again, but I think that everybody is honestly just so happy, and Carson is so happy, and all of my subscribers and all of my followers on Instagram have been so incredibly supportive, and for that I am so thankful. Here is one last look at my empty kitchen. I absolutely love this kitchen. It was so nice, so pretty, and so much cabinet space. And I also absolutely loved the view from the sink when I was doing dishes. So I will definitely miss this kitchen, but I'm really happy I have so many videos filmed in this house so I can always look back and remember the time that we spent here. But now we're going to move on to the bathroom, so I'm just going to wipe down everything from the countertops to the mirror to the bathtub and also the toilet, and just make sure everything is as clean as it can be for the new owners. I've never tried the Mrs. Meyer's tub and tile cleaner, but that is what my husband had at the house, and I actually really liked it. It smells exactly like the sink cleaner that I'm so in love with, so that was super refreshing. I just love that scent, and it worked really well at picking up all of the stains in the bathtub, so I would definitely say that it's a good product if you were looking for a tub and tile cleaner that is more natural.
Couldn't look away. Somehow you turned my life completely upside down. And since you've been gone, there's no peace of mind. My foolish heart ain't healing.
Another question that I get asked every single time I put a Q&A box up on my Instagram is, why did we get divorced? And this is something that I'm never going to fully answer. I'm not going to give a play-by-play of what exactly happened and why we ended up separating. But I will say that marriage takes work. And if you're not willing to put in the work, things are definitely going to fall apart. We had a lot of resentment. We had a lot of miscommunication. And we just weren't putting in the work that we needed to in order to make our marriage survive. We had given up on trying to have fun in our relationship. We never went out on dates. We didn't do anything without Carson, which is something that I've really had to work on because I definitely have quite a bit of attachment to our son. I just want to be with him all the time, and especially where I do work full time outside of the home. I just don't want to spend any time away from him when I am able to be around him, which made things really difficult for my husband and I as far as our relationship goes. We just never had any time alone. Obviously, in pandemic world, it is really hard for us to get out by ourselves now, but I think that once the spring starts to roll around and we can actually eat outside at restaurants and hopefully more people are vaccinated, I think that dates will start to get easier, and that's something that we really want to put first in our relationship and make sure that we are spending time, just the two of us. We also do go to marriage counseling every single week, and I actually really enjoy the marriage counseling, and I feel like even if your relationship is perfect, anyone can benefit from going to marriage counseling and just spending that hour every single week dedicated to working on your marriage. I just think it's so important. Something about this house that always drove me crazy when I was filming was the lighting. This house is just so orange. There's just such a warm light going on in there, and it just makes filming really difficult, and it makes the video just not look as nice. So I think in our next house, I will probably change out all of the lighting fixtures and all of the light bulbs to make sure that they are cool lighting, and also I would really love to have just a ton of natural light so I don't even need to worry about having lights on in order to film my videos.
Hey, I think that you're in over your head. Now I'm done talking. This time I might go out with my friends. I don't want your sad blue eyes. You know everything.
Again, I'm just cleaning out this shower with that same tub and tile cleaner. I did want to clean the glass shower doors as well, but I forgot my bathroom cleaning e-cloths, and those are the best for cleaning shower doors. They clean the glass doors like nothing else. They leave no streaks behind, and they seriously make the doors like crystal clear. So I did the best I could on cleaning the inside of the shower, but I did want to still clean the shower doors, and I will go back and do that prior to closing just to make sure that they are nice and clean for the new owners.
You love drama, forget the karma. No, you don't ever take a break. It's always about you, you. Always about you. Oh, I don't wanna fight you, and now you're so rude, 'cause you love drama. First you were so easy, but now I can't even get through to your mind, 'cause you don't wanna listen. I know everything about you, like it's hard for you to be true. Oh,
This was our master bedroom, and I'm just going to walk around and vacuum it. This carpet, I would imagine the new owners may want to replace at some point. I don't know if maybe it just needs a really good deep cleaning, but I feel like this carpet just got torn to shreds so quickly, so matted down, and my cats had clawed at it a whole bunch, so I feel like they probably are going to want to replace it, but I figured I would still vacuum it for them and just try to make it look as nice as I possibly could. I think I will miss the master bedroom and the kitchen the most. I don't think in our next house we're going to have the whole master suite. We probably won't have our own bathroom. We probably won't have a huge walk-in closet like we did in this house. So I will for sure miss that, but I'm still really happy to get out of this house. The last thing that I did was vacuum a little bit. My husband was going back to do the mopping of the floors and everything else a different day. I was feeling pretty worn out at this point, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that that answered some of your questions. And if you have any other questions, you can definitely leave them in my comment section below. I would be happy to answer some questions down there. Or you could come follow me over on Instagram if you want to see more of our day-to-day life. I also do Q&As over there, and I just share a lot more. So if you guys are interested, then make sure you come follow me over there. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all of the support over this past crazy year of my life. We've been trying to figure everything out, and I felt like such a disaster, but you guys have been so supportive and so nice to me through everything. So thank you. Seriously, I couldn't thank you enough. I cannot wait to see where life takes us next. Hopefully another house, another baby, all of the things. I'm just so excited for the future. And if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, I would love for you to join us on that journey. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit the notification bell so you are notified when I upload. But once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll come back for another video.